Hey everybody, welcome back to the Chorizo Bros. Joseph and Chris back at it again. The Dream Team? We might be the new Dream Team.
Whoa!
I don't know. We had a
Dream Team.
We had a pretty good little video going on our trick or treat. I think it was pretty fun. I had a lot of fun doing that.
That was a good one. That was a good movie.
It was a good movie. It was a good conversation we had, and I think you did really good on our Slenderman one. Did you hear about what happened with our Slenderman gal? The one that
oh, I did.
You did. It came up a couple of days.
She ran.
Yeah, she like escaped from the home she was in.
That was weird to see.
We just talked about Slenderman on one of our recent videos.
That was interesting.
And then they'd let her out, or not let her out. They put her in a like a home. And then she escaped from that. And then they were like, "Dude, we got to get her." And they found her. So she's locked up again. We're gonna be fine. There's gonna be no more stabbings, I don't think. At least in the foreseeable future of this lady. But yeah, that was I forgot to text you about that. I talked to Brandon. I was like, dude, she escaped, I guess, and then they went and got her, which is crazy because we just talked about that.
That is weird.
Okay, well, for those of you that haven't read the thumbnail or don't know what we're talking about yet, because we're kind of just veering off talking about random shit, we're going to be talking about Akira, the 1988 film. We are actually not doing an adaptation like video today, because I only read the first volume like years ago, and there's like 6 volumes, right. So I can't really compare too much. But we both watched the movie, and I think we're just gonna be kind of doing a quick little video today. It's the holiday season. It's gonna get a little bit harder for everybody to get back together and get everybody involved. So Chris and I are gonna maybe do a couple of videos on our own and talk about some just random videos that we're kind of interested in, or whatever. Maybe you're gonna have me read Homunculus. We'll see. Ooh. So that's what we're doing today, guys. We're doing the Katsuhiro Otomo's Akira, who actually was the same guy who did the manga. So he did it, and then he did the video of it, or the movie of it. Today's video is gonna mostly focus on the movie. Mm-hmm. I'll bring up some points about the manga later, but we're not gonna do what we normally do here, is the adaptation part. This is just, here's a movie we watched and we're going to talk about it.
Yeah.
So, do you want to start with the review first, or do you want me to go?
The 5-star?
The 5-star. Let's do the 5-star. I want you to be really honest.
I'm going to be very honest.
Be honest.
Not my cup of tea, but I'm going to give it like a 3 out of 5. It was really well animated. I just like the concept in general. Cyberpunk, dystopia aesthetic. I love that. I like the motorcycles. Very cool moments in there. But I think this is just like a me thing, but it's just a little, it could have been cut down a lot, I feel like. Mm-hmm. It could have been cut down a lot. I feel like I probably would enjoy reading it more. But still pretty good movie. Just, I wish the dubbing, I probably should have watched it without the dubbing. Mm-hmm. Kind of makes it a little more funny than anything.
Yeah, I don't know which version you watched, because there's 2 English dubs. There is 2.
I watched I think it's the worser one. I watched the older one, I think.
Oh, which is probably I would have said better one, but yeah, I don't know.
And not that, I mean, it's like not nostalgic, but it's still fun to watch it, even with the bad dubbing.
So if you could have gone back and watched it for the first time with the Japanese voices and then read the subtitles, you think you would have liked that better, or do you think you would have wanted the more modern dubbing? What do you think you would have enjoyed more for your enjoyment of the movie?
Probably the subtitles.
Subtitles, yeah.
I'd probably watch that next if I were to watch it again.
Do you think you might?
I think I'd read it.
Okay.
Because I'm a lot faster when it comes to reading especially those things. Yeah. And I've noticed that if there's an anime and a manga, the manga is what I usually
Interesting. See, I would have not guessed that, because we tend to not talk about the book part or whatever, but that would be fun. Yeah, that's cool. All right. As far as where my thing's gonna land, I'm gonna say that it's probably at solid 4, but only because of its reputation. Yeah. It is one of those movies, I think Jeremy and I have talked about, like, watching a movie or whatever that has a reputation and it itself not being that good as a product, except that there's something really memorable about it or something really special about the project. And in terms of like storytelling and beats and pacing, this movie really lacks, in my opinion.
Yeah.
I think you do have to see it for style and just the beauty, and you can tell that a lot of love went into this. You can tell how much time and how much effort, and it was a whole team, and there was a lot of drawing, and there was a lot of coordination, and there was a lot. Dude, so like just for that, I think everybody should check it out, support it, and understand that it's like the grandfather of like modern adult, Japanese animation and that kind of stuff. This is like the grandfather of that, at least for America. For anybody that grew up watching something like Dragon Ball Z, or people that were watching Adult Swim or whatever, looking at Cowboy Bebop, like a lot of this stuff, it comes from Akira.
Oh yeah,
like Akira like started it. Like there's it's hard to look at anything else that's not like Studio Ghibli. Like those are like classic, and they kind of set the stage for. They're like the Walt Disney of Japan. But this isn't fantastical in that way. This is like horrific. This is scary, and like a lot of the visuals in here stuck with me since the first time I saw it.
Really?
Yes. So that's where my thing is. We're gonna talk about everything now. We're in the spoiler part because there's just like a lot of stuff that really stuck with me and has always stuck with me since I saw it. And I think again, your perspective on this might be a little bit different because you've seen it all since then. And when I saw this, I was like not really watching Ghost in the Shell or Cowboy Bebop. I wasn't watching stuff like that.
It was when you were younger.
Well, I was in my early 20s maybe when I saw it. Oh. I wasn't like a kid when I saw it, but like I didn't really watch.
It surprised you.
It was just like, because you can tell there's something about it. And the big thing is, so typical animation style like this, they're going to run from 8 to 12 frames per second. 8 to 12 in typical animated shorts, especially from that era. And the background stuff would work at 6 to 8. So it'd be 8 to 12 for the stuff that's in focus, and then the background would be 6 to 8, right? So yeah, that of course makes perfect sense. And then from this movie we're going to go above and beyond on this, and you can tell it's minimum 12 to 24 frames.
Yeah.
So
I could tell when they hit the 24 frames. I could see the moments.
Oh man. Yeah, you can see the painstaking work they did because they hand painted like the backgrounds and stuff.
I can't believe that. That takes years.
They had a huge team working on this. So when you watch it, it sticks out compared to other animations because you can have other animations that are beautiful and whatever, but this like the body horror stuff. The screws and the buildings and the piping and the neon, like you said, the cyberpunk stuff was the best stuff for this movie. Man, when I first saw this, the opening part when the guy's running away with the kid, number 26, I think, he looks a little old man. When the dogs come out and he like shoots the Rottweiler, or is it a Rottweiler? No, it's a German Shepherd, I think. Know. It's coming at him and he like pulls out a gun and shoots the dog, and it feels kinetic. It feels like, I don't know how they did it, but like
the jump from the ad. With dogs, that I was like, oh
yeah, the TV in the background, and then what's happening there? You actually see a kid react like in the back of a car.
Yeah.
So the attention to detail in this is 10 out of 10. Like name something that has more detail than this, animated wise, especially from that era. But even now they don't do that.
A lot of times now it's just cutting down.
Yeah.
On time. It's impressive.
Yeah.
It's impressive. I don't even think you can like remake it. It just would take away.
Do you want to talk about that now?
I have no idea what
they were planning on doing a live action remake.
They would. That would fail. They would, and it would fail.
Well, there was like a teaser that someone had done online where it was just like a short. It was like a short film, like a project that some guys made, some small production company was like, we're gonna make a trailer for like a live action Akira, and it looked pretty sick, but you couldn't do that on because what tends to happen with adaptations of things is they have to dumb it down.
That's so true.
And when you dumb it down for a wider, because what you're trying to do as a production company, let's say we own the production company. We're going to go, all right, we're going to give some director, some team, all this money to make this project. What is our goal there? To remake that money back and then some. So the concept is, if you're going to try that, you have to try to sell it to the most people. So having really hardcore scenes of stuff, whether it be violence or really just heady, like philosophical ideas, those have to be trimmed down, because if you're not reading the book of it or whatever, and you're not familiar with the thing already, it's gonna get lost in the, hey man, we're just trying to make a fucking 2-hour movie that you're gonna come watch. It's gonna lose some of the sting, you know?
People won't understand.
So there was supposed to be a live action remake made by an actual legitimate production company. Do you know who Takai Waititi is?
The guy that makes Avenger movies?
Yeah. He was supposed to work on the
crazy.
live action Akira that an actual production company was going to make, not like the teaser one that they did. It was supposed to be a real one. And I think what ended up happening is, because it was just like a few phone calls or a couple of meetings, he got busy with other projects he was working on at the time, and then it just kept getting put on the back burner, and then it never happened. Which, if you could imagine Mr. Waititi working on stuff like the Avengers, these are big budget things. So if you'd done a live action, I don't think I would have liked it. Mm-hmm. But if they had like the budget of like a Guardians of the Galaxy, like budget with the CGI and stuff, I think it would have looked cool, and I probably would have watched it. But I think part of what makes 1988's Akira special is that you can tell it's made with so much care, and that would be lost. The storytelling is so bad. It's so bad. I was like, what the fuck is even going on? If I'm trying to okay.
Yeah.
There's reasons for that, and we'll talk about that in a second. There's reasons why the story doesn't really make sense. They're trying to fit 6 volumes of a manga into a 2-hour movie.
That's how it goes, sir.
How the hell do you tell that story? Oh. Right. So that's why it doesn't really make sense.
Make more sense as a show.
It would definitely make more sense as a show. But again, what would be lost is the painstaking, all the hand-drawn paintings, and how slick everything looks. Because this is like the equivalent of a special effects show. You're really just watching it for the visuals. It doesn't really matter. Does it matter? Does it matter what Akira is? Does it matter? The drama is Kaneda and his best friend have a weird rivalry that has to culminate in the climax of the movie.
I wish they would have delved a little more deeper into that.
That was the best part. That was the most interesting part.
I like the scene where the toys come to life. It's like a hallucination. I don't know what it was. Hallucination or slash.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense, right? I was befuddled by that also. I was like, why are they doing, like, it's scaring the crap out of Tetsuo, but like, what's the point of scaring him? Again, it's just a show. It's just, you want to see the visuals of like, oh, this is a really tense scene.
I wish they would have delved deeper into the hallucination, like him being, I don't know, like psychotic, more
like the type of things he was,
schizophrenic or something.
this type of stuff he was seeing.
Yeah, I wish it would have been a little more stressful, distressing, scary.
I think it was.
That would have been.
I think it was pretty good.
That would have upped it for me.
I think I agree with you though, that I think it would have been interesting to be like, okay, when he goes and gets those capsules and he's taking the drugs, maybe you get something from his point of view of like him not just doing the drugs because it makes him feel good or takes the pain away. Maybe he like takes them because the hallucinations are getting too scary. And so he pops them, and then you're like, okay, I get it. I'm equating the right.
Why did he take them? What even?
Well, it doesn't explain it, right?
He just takes them.
Well, you think it's to get the pain, make the pain go away, because it's pretty clear through visuals that he's like, it's painful.
Oh yeah, he's
what's
super
going on.
in pain.
Yeah. So you think they're just like painkillers?
Yeah.
But it would have been cool to be like, well, they're not just painkillers. It's like Xanax or something. It's something to like calm him down too. Maybe, I don't know. Because like what is he supposed to do? He grew up in this environment where it's like, well, this traumatic event happens, doesn't understand it. He's lashing out. Like, I completely understand why Tetsuo does all this.
Yeah, he has this need to be self-sufficient, and now he feels so powerful. He wants to everyone to know that he is powerful.
Everyone, or just Kaneda?
Well, yeah, mostly just Kaneda. I love the scenes where he kind of just kills, like, just when he gets out of his room and those people, the guards, whatever, he just like splatters them.
Oh, dude,
die
the gore is dripping off the ceiling. How can you imagine? I thought about this. I was like, dude, what if like some like dad like was like, oh, here's a movie. Here's like an animated movie. My kid likes to watch Totoro. You know, they like bring that movie, and they're like, here, watch this, and they like leave the room, and then some little kids watching like, what the fuck? Can you imagine that? That had to have happened. That had to have happened to somebody.
Hope not.
Yeah, just being like, what a weird baby monster at the end. Jeremy and I have brought up on multiple movies, there's this theme of milk being associated with something horrific or like a bad guy. They did it in No Country for Old Men. Our psychopath killer at some point sits down and drinks a glass of milk while he's hunting Llewellyn Moss. Okay, boom, that happened. There Will Be Blood. There's the milkshake scene. I don't know if you saw the ending of that. An evil motherfucker he has a monologue where he gets in the guy's face and he's like, I drink your milkshake, you know. Milk. Clockwork Orange. Milk. There's always like milk. And then I forgot that this was part of this movie until I just... Well, when that scene you're talking about where he has the nightmare, the teddy bear and the bunny and the car, dude, that part was pretty scary looking, where the teddy bear looks at the camera and his eyes are just like dead, and then all this like we see this white liquid come out, and then Tetsuo is like, oh, it's milk. So they're again equating this like kid, this thing that you're supposed to associate with childhood and innocence, being associated with something that's scary or evil or whatever. And that was a tense moment for him. Those kids are not bad guys, but it scared him. And then he hurts his foot, and then he's bleeding, and then the kids are like, oh, that's scary. You're weird. You know, so they have this weird like innocence. Again, it doesn't really make sense.
Right.
So yeah, the thing about it not really working story-wise, it's like expecting you to fill in blanks that's impossible to fill in. Like, you must have been confused the whole time.
Yeah, kind of.
I was like, I'm just gonna not think about it too much.
I tried my best.
Yeah, because it's like, it doesn't make any damn sense.
I didn't. Yeah.
Like, what's the point of like showing like story? It does make sense if you go, okay, here's what's happening. If you really sit down and thought about it. But like in terms of like the flow of the story and like, why focus on that right now? There's that weird rat looking guy with the briefcase.
And he like dies.
Yeah, and the Colonel, his whole thing. I would have liked to stress more of the Colonel's story. I kind of like the Resistance guys. Like, there's interesting stuff in there. But the way it was told and the way it was being focused on was like really messy.
I think it was in my head. I was like, oh, this is about, you know, the current events in the world, like riots, and I thought it was kind of timeless in that way. There's always something like that going on in the world.
You almost feel like it's kind of happening now.
Yeah. And I thought that was kind of what the story was about. And then I heard, I have no idea if this is true or in relation, but like the bombings in Hiroshima and all that.
Nagasaki, yeah.
And
very good.
That
very
makes
good.
Sense.
Yeah, I was going to bring that up. I'm so glad you got there.
I'm just going to leave it.
Well, Japan has a relationship with this thing. So, like Godzilla. What do you, if you didn't know, if you just showed somebody who doesn't really know history that well, you go, oh, what's Godzilla? Well, it's about like nuclear fallout. This is a country that was like, that's a big part of their modern day history, is having an atomic bomb dropped on them as warfare, not tests, warfare. Like using it like, all right, y'all did Pearl Harbor, eat this. And then to have to redevelop after that and go, oh man, we really fucked up. And, culturally them having to deal with that, deal with the fallout of that. The cultural like landscape of that completely changed. It happened to us too with 9/11. All of our media completely changed after that happened. To this day, it's still weird. You can see it. You can see it in our media. How, it used to be like in Schwarzenegger 1980s Sylvester Stallone movies, the bad guys were always Russian, and then they started becoming vaguely Middle Eastern. Mm-hmm. Because we could associate, because in shorthand language of what does a bad guy look like, you associate it with what you know. So their thing was this pushing science too far.
Right.
Because this is what happens when you do that. You push science too far. That's what Godzilla is. That's what Akira is.
It is.
It couldn't just be that, psychic people lived in this universe. They weaponized it. So, like, that's, like, the theme of this movie, And then, of course, there's, like, the capitalism stuff, the military stuff, the friendship stuff.
There's a lot going on.
So all that's in there. And one of the issues with this, like we talked about, is it's 6 volumes, but this movie came out before the ending of the manga.
So they have a different...
And Otomo said, he was like, I was influenced by the movie and changed the way the manga was going to end a little bit. The ending of the manga was influenced by the ending of the movie.
He did both.
But the beginning was influenced by the manga first. So like they kind of both influenced each other. Isn't that strange?
That's cool.
And there's a lot of strange things like that where one of the odd filming techniques to this was they got the audio first for the language and then made the mouse move according to the audio when they usually do that in reverse.
I always wondered how they did it because you would need the audio to see how the mouths move.
Right. But it might just be that, like, because they're all working in separate things.
Yeah, just having them. That makes sense, though.
Yeah.
Is that weird?
I think it's weird. I think it's weird only because they, like, the thing that I saw was like, yeah, this is like, they did that unusually. That's why it's weird. It's like, okay, even that was weird. That was different that they did that. So it's like a manga that was influenced, like, to finish based off the movie, but the movie was based off the manga first. Like, that's weird. Like, everything about it is weird. Strange. So one of the dubs, I don't know if it was the one that you listened to. Did you notice that I had a little turtle up here?
I did. I was like, why is that?
Who is it?
Oh, I didn't look who it is. Leonardo.
The guy that did the voice acting for Leonardo in the 1980, whatever, Ninja Turtle show was the voice for Kaneda. So Leonardo and Kaneda were the same
I don't think
guy.
I watched that one.
Rest, I'm gonna shut it off with my katana.
You think you would have noticed?
Yeah, I think I would have noticed.
Apparently he did a couple of voices. Let's see. Where are you? Oh, he did Liquid Snake.
Yeah, that was not that same guy.
Well, Leonardo doesn't sound like Liquid Snake. So he's doing like something to his voice.
That's so weird. Well, did you know that what's his name? The voice of Mario does a Skyrim dragon?
I feel like I heard that. I didn't know that, but he's like a nerdy, like, portly old man, right? And
he's awesome.
Like,
he's my favorite
voice actor.
Voice actor. I'd say.
The Mario guy.
He's the kindest person I've ever seen in media.
You don't know who Dolly Parton is.
Well, yeah.
Your stuff.
I don't.
Yeah.
I don't.
Your stuff. Yeah, the stuff you know. Okay, I can get down with that. I don't know really anything about that guy. What's his name? Shout him out.
I don't remember his name.
What?
I don't remember his name.
He's my favorite. He's the kindest
he's Mario.
guy.
Well, that's all I think about.
Okay, voice actor Mario. He's a great guy.
He's like he's the happiest, jolliest old man I've ever seen.
You think he would be, right?
It makes sense.
Mm-hmm. He also did. The actor's name is Cam Clark, the voice. He also did the singing part for Simba in the second Lion King movie. So I guess Matthew Broderick did the voice for grown-up Simba, and then whenever he sings, it's Cam Clark. It's Kaneda guy. So that's kind of, I don't know, whatever. We're shouting that motherfucker out. I think my favorite performance of his is probably Liquid Snake.
That's
I love Metal Gear.
Metal Gear stuff.
I love Metal Gear, dude.
I thought it was weird that Kaneda. I thought that after he gets blasted by this whole satellite weapon, Tetsuo, and he's fine. Like he just, I mean, his arm's ripped off, obviously, but he's still alive. And then Kaneda can just kind of just
jumps out of the way.
Does a lot of he's fine too, just chilling. And he damages him really well with that laser gun. It just surprised me how weak he seems.
That's what I'm saying. Again, the storytelling doesn't make sense. It's like they got to get the colonel to be like, we got to get this satellite weapon because we got nothing else. He's taking out all the tanks. He's taking out everything, and then they're like, we got to get the best weapon we got. And then like just the guy like jumps out of the way.
And then Tetsuo can jump up there.
Yeah, well, he's using psychic powers. He's like the psychic power equivalent of like Superman, which is why he has that red cape, by the way.
That's why he did that. I was like, why is he doing this goofy ass? What is he putting?
I didn't think it was goofy. I feel like he learns when he's falling out of that building, or he gets blown out of that building and he's falling. He's like, oh, I can fly too. So they do set it up that he can do that.
I thought it was like he's just trying to look cool, and
he did look cool. Tetsuo looks cool. That image of him with the red cape, yeah, he's a dork. He's acting like a dork, but like that metal arm.
Okay, I did like
that. Shit looks cool. Him kind of coming out like Superman, but then also his hair changes. It almost looks like the way they designed it in it's Goku, whatever that shit is. Dragon Ball. Where his hair all of a sudden is like kind of spiky. So you see that change. You see his design changes throughout the movie because he's been through a lot. He looks like
he changes
kind of a punk, and then he's still a punk. He's still a kid. He's still reacting.
He's a child,
like a 15-year-old, however old he is. He still acts like that. He's emotionally not like, he hasn't figured out that, okay, I got this power. Maybe don't act like this.
Well, yeah, because that's how he grew up, in that, without a parents, without being the bullied one.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of what happens.
I was gonna say, I almost wanted to say he acts like the way a school shooter would act, where they feel like they've been pushed. I didn't want to say school shooter on here, but
that's kind of how I wish it was. I honestly wish it would have had a bad ending, where he kind of just kills everyone. That's how I felt like it.
You feel like that would have been more like realistic or something?
Yeah, I thought it was gonna be, but of course, good ending.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. He did.
Akira saves the day. Takes him to another dimension, I guess.
The afterlife, maybe, or something. Again, it's not clear what exactly is going on. I was like waiting for you to text me. Because you were like, I'm gonna watch it tonight, and I was at work, right? So I was like, I'm waiting for you to be like, what the fuck? I was waiting for you to text me. What the fuck is going on in this movie? I was waiting for it. I was like, oh, maybe he didn't watch it tonight. So I guess you just watched it and then just soaked it in.
I finished it when you got home.
Oh wow. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Interesting. And again, if you were to read it, I think it all just makes sense. But it was like trying to fit what
you didn't. Did you look through any of like reading it?
I read the first volume years ago.
Oh yeah. Man.
So I don't know, but the way it is told, because like there's the drug addiction thing, there's like a spiritual thing, there's like political upheaval, there's like a lot of stories happening in here. There's like this weird character that you see for a second like shouting, and he's like he or she is like being carried on like in almost like in a parade form, and there's like all these banners around him. I don't know. You'd have to see him to know what I'm talking about. And it's just in there for like a second. They have a line. That character has a whole ass backstory in the.
Oh, the Resistance. No, they follow Akira. They think.
Yeah. The one that's like the religious zealot. Yeah, that one.
And there's more story to that.
So there's more to that. Akira actually is a person in the story, not just doesn't turn up. Like they treat him like the emperor. So he's like on the throne, and Tetsuo is like his right hand man.
Oh.
Yeah. So that they really changed.
They didn't really talk about Akira. I thought Akira didn't exist. I thought when he opened, there's gonna be nothing there.
Yeah, I was gonna ask you what your thought process on was it. Like getting into it because I've seen it and I'm like you can't like forget that and I was like I said I wish I could watch it for the first time again because I was like they keep talking about it this character, this person, and it's like he's dead the whole time. It's supposed to be like a big shock,
and then he gets revived and gets
reincarnated or something
because of they were praying.
Because their psychic powers have something to do with spirituality on top of that. Is he supposed to be like a Jesus character? Like what Japanese people don't look at Christianity the same.
He's the strongest one, and they killed him or something. They took his parts.
Because they needed to study. They needed to weaponize his psychic power, remember?
And then Tetsuo doesn't know what Akira is.
He's wondering if that's the voice in his head.
But he needs to know what it is.
Yeah. Why is this happening to me?
Oh, man.
Yeah.
It's all misunderstandings.
It's all a misunderstanding, yeah. And you know, it starts off with a really good mystery. They're like, what the fuck's up with this weird looking old kid? This kid that looks like an old man. And they're like breaking him out. They got the military after him. What the hell's going on? And, there's one that like floats around in a pod, and then there's like a weird old lady looking one that looks like a doll almost.
Why did they do that?
Because it's unnerving. Because it makes you go, what the fuck?
Yeah, what happened to these?
Well, these things
kids?
like these kids like probably grew up like in a base, and like they didn't let them go anywhere. They didn't learn.
Still kids.
Well, are they, or are they like dwarf? Or are they like?
I mean, they sound like kids.
They sound like kids, but when did?
And it's like Akira's this teenager.
He's a little older than him, it looks like.
Yeah. But
then you got to think like how much time had passed. That stuff didn't just happen.
These is like.
Well, in the flashback scene when you see Akira break the TV or whatever, those kids look normal. Their faces don't look like
break the TV
like wrinkled. You know, there's a flashback scene where they're all doing tests. They have these weird helmets on and they're like doing tests. And then one of them like blows the screen up on one of the computers or whatever.
That was Akira.
Okay, that right? Was Akira. So, but those other kids in there were the three, but they don't look wrinkled.
Yeah.
So how much time had passed?
I figured.
How long ago was that? How long ago had they been sitting? That's when the story we're seeing is in 2019.
Yeah, it doesn't really explain that. It doesn't explain how long it's been.
But then you go, you think about some of the stuff that we've talked about before, where sometimes you don't want a story or a movie or whatever to insult your intelligence, which is what is a common thread in some of these movies that we watch, where it's like, God, you got to spell it the fuck out every time. You don't think I can figure it out. And over here, I'm like, maybe y'all could have spelled a little bit of it out because I'm confused a lot of the time. And you just go on the ride. It's just a visual effects ride is how I look at this movie.
I think that's what brought it to a 3.
Yeah.
It's very pretty. I love when he gets in that chair and then his arm starts...
all the pieces start coming out.
Connecting to the chair. That was cool. When he turns into a baby. A giant baby. Mm-hmm. That's pretty cool.
Oh, whenever Kairi is like stuck inside his body and you see his like muscles.
Oh,
like,
he
and she just see just all the red, like, and you're like, oh fuck, he just like squished her. Yeah, that's crazy. I love the Colonel, dude. I think the Colonel was my favorite.
Really?
Yeah, you know what happens, Chris? I realized this. When you get older, you understand the older characters better. Mm-hmm. And you start to relate to them a little bit more. Yeah, because there's that part, dude. My favorite part of like his story is when he's about to get arrested.
And
the Colonel
gets the guy shot.
And he goes, what? They're gonna pull this shit now? Do you see what's going on in
That's
the
true.
city? And he tells her, shoot him. I was like, fuck yeah, dude. And he doesn't. At the end, he looks this. He never backs down the whole time.
That's true. He's always.
He's like, I gotta just do my job.
I didn't like it, but I mean, he fucking takes kids.
Yeah. Well, he doesn't.
I mean,
The government.
scientists.
The government he works for does.
That's true. And then the scientists should have just.
And Kaneda's a street thug that like.
Kaneda was kind of badass. I mean,
This is gonna change. Mark my words. Mark my words. We're gonna talk about Akira again. You're gonna watch it in like 15 years. You're gonna be like, dude, I like the Colonel better. Watch.
I don't hate the Colonel, other than the fact that
Kaneda's a punk.
yeah, okay, but he.
I love Kaneda, but he's a punk.
Oh yeah, he's a punk, and he tries to get with this lady.
That part was
crazy.
so awkward and annoying.
And this
The
lady's trying
whole
to
movie,
ignore
he's
him.
just like, oh, aren't we like dating? Blah, blah. Yeah, I was like, shut up, dude.
Yeah, but I mean, still, he could, especially when he's in the sewers and he saves them, with the dude flying by.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That was pretty cool.
And, you know, the other thing about how the story was told that was kind of obnoxious was, I don't think Otomo meant to do this. I think he accidentally was a little bit like sexist. Accidentally. I don't think he was like trying to be. Because they set it up that what's Kaneda's girlfriend's name? Like the girl he has a crush on. Kay. She's like psychically powerful also. But they don't showcase. Yeah, do you don't remember? She does the talking through the old lady, the little old lady girl.
I thought that was
whenever she's
the little
telling
girl doing it to her.
Well, right, but why can she do it? It's because she's got some kind of psychic thing going on.
I thought it was
also.
just a little girl using her
I
body.
don't maybe, but it seemed like she could do stuff also. Maybe I got that wrong. Again, it's not really explained.
Exactly.
It seems like she's got a little bit of psychic power also.
Used.
No, maybe I got it wrong. But like, why not? If she can do that, why couldn't she get in Kaneda's head and explain it to him?
Right? Why did
she need to go jump in the girl's mind to explain it to him when he's the one that's going to go and fight him? You see what I'm saying? It's like,
why didn't they do more of that? Why didn't they do more hallucinations to Tetsuo? I guess Tetsuo can kind of block it all out. He's too powerful.
You know, they might have been able to set this up a little bit better, because you do think that Kaneda feels overpowered at the end, where maybe they set, because the way I would have told this, and again, this is easy in hindsight, but if you're going to do this like showdown between this like ultra powerful guy and somebody who's just like a normal person, like if you're going to do like Batman versus Superman, that kind of thing, where you're going to have this showdown between this, like, this one's way more powerful, so what the fuck is this one going to do? Is you set up at the beginning that there's a weakness that's more than just something like kryptonite. His weakness is that he gets distracted easily. And then you go, okay, that's how Kaneda's going to beat him. Is that he has all this power, but he has to focus it. He has to be looking at it and doing this, and then all of a sudden you do some shit behind him. And then he's like looking this way, and then you just do some weird stuff where you trick him.
That would make sense.
Or you use his girlfriend, Kyrie, or whatever her name is. You do something, you get her on your side. And be like, what are you going to do? You're going to be his slave? We got to get you out of here. Like, help us. And maybe she drugs him. Or maybe, like, you do some shit to make it go, okay, there's a reasonable way that Kaneda can beat Tetsuo. There's a reasonable way why this can happen. Because they don't show any reason why Kaneda, except he's just, like, kind of rebellious and he's kind of cool. Like, his power is just being cool.
I like looking at it with the view that it's the idea of going too far with technology.
Mm-hmm.
That makes it better in my eyes. Think of it less, because the ending does make sense, where he just gets too powerful and starts killing everybody. Everyone starts dying. Like I said, if it just ended like that and everyone's dying, then it makes a point. It makes that point that they've gone too far. Everyone's dying. Everyone's dead. But then he gets saved.
No, yeah, because he deserves redemption also.
That's true.
Because even the 26, I guess, or whatever number he is, He's like, well, look, none of this was his fault. Could that be again the Hiroshima thing, where it's like, you know, man, we like some generals made the choice to do Pearl Harbor, and then a whole town got blown up because of their choice to get involved in World War II. So maybe there is like, nah, maybe we deserve redemption too because of some shit we did.
Yeah.
So again, there's something deep going on, and it's like it's cultural. It's like something that it's in their blood, dude. They can't help but like we can't help but be American when we look at stuff. We can't help it. You know, we have a thing with cowboys. We have a thing with, you know, well, at least me being from Texas, like it's in our DNA. It means something different. We grew up fucking being like, what the fuck's going on with the Alamo, bro? You know, like that's like, it's ingrained in me being from San Antonio. You know, so
yeah,
you can't help but
those things too.
You got a little bit of it, yeah.
Not the
no,
San
not that
Antonio
much.
stuff.
Not that much, but like you growing up being a military kid, like that's a common.
Yeah.
That's a common thing. You can almost always tell too. Like when somebody's like, "Oh yeah, well I grew up never really like we moved around so much because of the military." You're like, makes sense. So like you can't help that.
Yeah.
You can't help that. Like you're gonna look at the military a specific way because of your upbringing. You can't help it. You're gonna. It's always gonna be in you. So like I think all the art that came post World War II out of Japan, especially if it has to do with technology or weaponry, they can't help but like be reminded of that.
It's true. That's
Yeah.
so true. Like you said with the Middle Eastern stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I think right now a lot of it is AI.
Oh yeah, AI is gonna be Clanker.
And-
Clanker's like I didn't know that was a thing.
For a minute, yeah, it was.
Yeah, and Kenny sent me a video about it. They were using Clanker like a slur, and I was like, "What?" And then I'm like, "Oh yeah, that's gonna be a thing. The thing is gonna be you're scared.
AIs,
You're scared of your fucking Roomba."
Or like just the internet being bad.
Yeah, but I feel like even old sci-fi that's like post the invention of the computer has kind of always had that like weird like what the fuck is tech gonna do?
Yeah.
Because you can. That's what
thing.
this
That's
is. Where you go
man.
like, what are they doing?
Yeah. Yeah.
So we got to talk about the style.
That's true. That's a big part of
We
it.
got to talk about the style. So I called Kaneda a punk, but I love him. He's lovable. He's a lovable punk.
He's the leader.
His style is iconic, dude. Now I would never try to dress like that, but the red pike with like the stickers on it, and his jacket that's got the capsule on the back.
I really liked it. Yeah, I think he was the best looking.
He had a cool character design. Yeah. Well, I don't know. I like Tetsuo's a little bit better, but I'm a sucker for a robot arm or something. I'm a sucker for that shit.
Oh yeah,
I like that
me
stuff.
too.
So it doesn't look like a scientist designed it.
No, he just
like melds it.
It's just something that he can. How do I put it?
Like willed into existence.
Yeah.
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 Is that the same hand? I'm probably wrong. Is it the same hand where he like is in the hospital and he's like, oh, I need water. He puts his hand down and then the glass just moves into his hand? Or was it the other one? It probably doesn't matter, but I was like, I wonder if it was the same.
I think it's the opposite.
It was maybe, damn, that would have been cool.
He lost his right arm.
It would have been cool if they used the one that turned up into his robot hand. I don't know. I would have liked that just as a visual. Just like, oh, he's gonna lose that arm later. Yeah. So that's cool. The concept of like Kaneda's colors being red, and then Tetsuo later using a red because that cape could have been whatever.
I didn't think about that either.
Yeah. So it's like something that because the big climax is their issue. At the end, they're just screaming one another's name. Tetsuo. They're just it's this like tense thing that they've had their entire friendship.
I like when Tetsuo kind of is overpowered and he starts, I'm sorry.
Help me.
Help me.
Yeah.
Like, oh shit.
Oh man,
He
when
can't
you see
do it anymore. He can't control anything anymore.
Yeah. He's like, I'm gonna kill Kyrie. And he can't control his body anymore. And then the flashback to when they were in the little kids' home, and you hear the kids saying like, his parents dropped him off here, they don't care about him, whatever, and you just see him like as a sad kid. And you go, okay, this makes sense why he's like this. So he's always like been in Kanada's shadow. He always felt like, just never being able to do his potential. And then you get the idea that in the motorcycle chase, when he runs into the psychic kid, that last act of him following the gang member, he splits off from the rest of the gang so he can just win one. He just wants to win one.
That's all he's cared about.
He fell. Remember, he like turns the corner, he falls, and he gets back up, and the other guy's like, "You fucking idiot." And then, and then he chases him, and that's what ends up being the thing that gets him the powers and stuff. So it's like,
you can see why he becomes a villain.
Yeah,
you can really see. I always like when movies do that.
Yeah, it makes sense. You go, okay, I get why he's not mature. He's a kid.
Yep. This is the
lashing out of an angsty 15-year-old.
That's kids being bad guys. It always makes sense.
Yeah, and I like the idea of that power is seductive in that way, because he falls to it pretty fast.
You know, I'm just thinking of more of the things I remember. When his guts fall out.
Oh yeah.
Really cool visual.
Very
that was a really cool visual.
It reminded me of Seppuku.
Seppuku?
Or Harikiri, whatever it's called. The one where you like...
Seppuku?
Did I say that wrong? Say it again?
The one where you...
Mm-hmm. It reminded me of that. It wasn't that, but
it was just jarring.
You think
very jarring.
Japanese, you go, oh, it's a Japanese thing. I don't know, whatever.
That's true.
That maybe it's like it's a visual nod to it, but whatever.
Just seeing him so distressed.
Oh, gathering his guts up?
Gathering nothing.
Dude, right?
I love that.
Just imagine how like scared you'd be.
I love that stuff. He's being stood on top of with all those gang members. And with, what's her name? The girl that likes him.
Kyrie.
Yeah, they're just beating him up, and they're about to light his bike on fire. Kanada's bike. That was another super tense, good moment.
Mm-hmm.
Memorable moment in the movie.
Yeah, and right before you see Kanada pull up, he's wearing like a pink polo. And
as usual, his school's fit.
Right, and then in that scene, you see like the one administrator like punching the kids.
Discipline.
Yeah. Well, and you think, well, how fucked up is this place?
Oh yeah, all the graffiti and blood.
It's cyberpunk, dude.
Love that.
Dude, this reminded me of Blade Runner. This reminded me of Cyberpunk.
The game.
Of course.
That's this, like you said, the style.
Yeah, it's like everything steals from this, dude.
Everything.
Kanye West stole from this.
When?
He had a video called Stronger, and it's a recreation of the scene of Tetsuo getting, like, when they put him on the bed and the machines are like moving around him. That Kanye West saw that shit and was like, dude, I fucking love Akira.
Mm.
Or the director of the music video was like, hey, are you down with this? And he was like, fuck, because, they had to run it by Kanye. Now, he's a controversial figure, but that was before all this shit, all the crazy shit with him happened. So this was like when he was like really like an artist. So Kanye West, Teen Titans stole the slide. We got to talk about the slide. How have we not talked about the slide?
The slide,
dude. The this is probably one of the most ripped off like.
Oh, the motorcycles.
Yeah, dude. I
was surprised it was like 1 second.
Dude, barely.
Half a second.
Isn't that crazy? How you think like some of the other stuff would have been like?
I'm surprised.
Maybe like the arm, the body horror arm, but like they used it. Man, I like the one in Nope. I thought Nope was kind of meh,
never saw it.
It's not that great. I'm starting to think that Jordan Peele is like Shyamalan, where he made a couple of ones that people liked, and then they started to kind of be shitty after that. We'll see. Mr. Peele, come out with a badass movie, or we're gonna do a Shyamalan-a-thon with Jordan Peele.
We're gonna take his body.
Yeah.
We're gonna hypnotize him and take his body.
But in Nope, there's a scene where he does the Kanada slide There's one in Clone Wars. There's one in Teen Titans. There's one in Batman, the animated series.
It just looks cool.
It's just cool. It's just a cool. It's a nod. Well, because you think people that are animators like studied Akira. Think about that, right? Because if you're going to be a director, let's say you want to learn film directing, you're going to watch a Martin Scorsese movie. Mm-hmm. You can't like not. You can't be Stanley Kubrick. You're gonna watch. Yeah, you don't think that they were like, oh, this is your animation Bible. You've got to fucking look at this shit. So like, that's why it got referenced over and over. I think Rick and Morty did it. There's a ton. We'd be here all the rest of the fucking night talking about all of the shit that took from that slide.
I bet a lot of times it's happened, they didn't know that it came from Akira even.
Oh, they might have seen something else or just thought it looked like
it's just cool. Oh, that looks cool.
Yeah. I have a hard time thinking they weren't aware because, again, this is like the granddaddy of stuff.
I don't even think there's another thing is...
From the movie or just like...
Universal.
That's been stolen so much.
It's been stolen.
Oh, Simpsons did it.
Simpsons did it. Simpsons did it.
I think they had Bart as Kaneda. I'm like,
that would make sense.
I'm like 90% sure.
Skateboard.
I'm 90% sure that they did that, which is cool. There's a movie called Tetsuo the Iron Man. Have you heard of this? It actually came out like a year after this, and I thought that it came out in like the 60s, and Akira was stealing from Tetsuo the Iron Man. But it's like a dude. I haven't seen it, but I've seen a couple of clips, and it's like this guy who's like a mild mannered, like he's like an accountant or something, and he just like it's like this body horror movie where like his body becomes a machine, and it came out. It's black and white. And it came out after Akira. And I always thought that Otomo saw Tetsuo the Iron Man. That's why he got the name and whatever. And I looked into it further. Tetsuo means hero of iron or philosophy man. Some kind of depending, and Japanese is strange because it depends on how the kanji are arranged.
Yeah, it's written out.
Yeah, so I was kind of looking at that. I was like, okay, that's kind of cool. Whatever, I'll shout it out. But if you look at Tetsuo the Iron Man, you're like, what the fuck? It's like a guy who's half machine. They got to be connected in some way, and it's not.
Not at all?
It's not necessarily, because I looked up connections. Apparently, it's just visual, and it has to do with the name Tetsuo meaning that.
Yeah, okay, that makes sense.
Just like, in a way, how, again, because of Western culture... again, you can't like not see Jesus in certain figures where any character that's got like a J and a C is like a Christ figure. So, John Carter of Mars, JC. Yeah.
I never thought about that.
John Connor from Terminator. Like, there's a bunch of them. I'm not going to remember all of them or name them all here. But like, whenever you see the JC initials together, you're like, oh, he's gonna be the savior of us or whatever.
I never thought about that.
Yeah, the cyberpunk aesthetic is really cool.
It's my favorite.
Is it your favorite?
That's my favorite.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, I can't think of anything else that really comes close
Aesthetically, I mean, for me, I think Western's been a big thing for me. I like the open plains. I like the design of like old guns.
Like if you put Red Dead, GTA, and Cyberpunk side by side, I'm gonna go to Cyberpunk immediately. That one's just because of that.
The way it looks.
Yeah, definitely.
Have you ever seen Blade Runner?
Yes. Well, the new one with Ryan Gosling.
Oh, you started with the new one?
Well, I watched it when I was like 13.
Heard. Okay. Yeah. Oh man, I can only imagine what your opinion on Blade Runner would be.
I mean, I saw the clips of.
I do not like
what's
that movie.
What's his name?
You know what's funny? Yeah, Harrison Ford.
I did not like the way he was talking to
the lady.
The lady.
Oh yeah.
That was weird.
Yeah. That's a big. We're like, oh, that scene should have been taken out. But I kind of landed similarly with that one, like A Clockwork Orange, kind of this one, where The movie itself has a lot of problems, but I think people should see it. Like I really don't like Blade Runner. I don't think I will watch it again unless I'm showing somebody. Like if someone's like, "Oh, what movie do you think I should?" Well, you kind of have to see Blade Runner. Like, you know, be into movies and not watch The Shining. You know, Blade Runner was one of those where it's like the style is all it is. It's just style. It's just like, hey, look at these cool visuals we made. And you can tell they built sets and they hand painted backgrounds and stuff.
Oh, I have to watch
so
it.
like shit like that's cool. You know, and there's a part where a robot, an android gets like blown up or like shot, and you see like pieces of it come off the person. They're like running. You're like, oh fuck, that like looks cool. You gotta think, okay, well, when did it come out? Also, so there's a lot of cool stuff like that. I think that the manga is probably a lot deeper. Having only read the one volume, I bet you the rest of it flushes everything out. And probably would make the movie better if you were to read it and go like, oh, okay, I understand what it's referencing and what the themes of all this is.
I'm starting to learn the pacing means a lot to me.
Yeah.
Like this, oh, man, like I could see it could be so much better. Having
they could have made this 90 minutes instead of 2 hours. Yeah. And it would have felt sleeker because it doesn't make, even though it's longer, it doesn't flesh out the story.
It's like one of those times where
it doesn't make the story make more sense.
It overstays its welcome, kind of thing.
Do you feel like you were getting bored?
Yes.
That's crazy. I never felt bored because the visuals were just like really cool to look at. That's my preference. I think I can look at it and be like, well, it doesn't really matter that it's. If it were 3 hours, we'd be talking about a different fucking story. I'd be like, damn.
I was surprised it's so long, being from the 80s, being animated.
Yeah, I was shocked too. You would think it would sit at a cool 85 minutes. But that's where we're at. I think that's the end of the video, guys. We got here. We talked about this thrilling, incredible movie. It makes me want to go back and read the whole thing.
Yeah.
Does it make you want to watch anything else?
It makes me want to play Cyberpunk.
I've been playing Ghost of Tsushima.
Oh, goddamn Akira!
Japanese thing for me. I'm like, okay, I'm in Japan right now in my head. I'm reading 2 books right now. I got Tender is the Flesh, which Michaela's gonna come back and help us out with. Shelby Blue maybe coming on that episode also. She's gonna be reading that. I think she's actually further ahead in the book. And we don't have to watch a movie for that, so we're just gonna do our book club thing for that. And then I'm reading, just for me because I felt like it, James Clavell's Shogun.
I'm reading too.
What are you reading?
Chainsaw Man.
No, okay, cool.
That's manga.
So yeah, well.
See, that one had a movie just come out.
We'll talk about it. We'll talk about it on the next one.
And it's the opposite. Super well paced.
You want to talk about Chainsaw Man? We'll figure it out. You guys let us know in the comments what we should talk about next, because we need something to focus on. We need something to chew on. It's got, I think for the next month and a half maybe, it's just gonna be you and me, because the holidays are here, and it's gonna be hard to get everybody together because we're all gonna have obligations. So you and I should think about what we're gonna do next. Just you and me. Okay. Chainsaw Man, guys. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. We'll be back at you soon, in the next couple weeks at least. We'll figure something out. Bye, guys.
Bye.